I still am. I feel like I still am. And obviously, look at the attire. The attire is like not even to that point of, you know, it is what it is. But that doesn't make.
Are you really missing all this amazing weather we had? Have you gotten any of it in Sedona?
No, no, no. It's amazing here. It's amazing here. I don't know if you guys seen the morning video this morning of the sun rising, but the video was up and running. I didn't get to actually watch it when it crests up above the mountain there, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
We've
And
had some
yesterday was almost raining, so
epic thunderstorms yesterday, and especially in the downtown area. And it was like almost identical from Saturday. And I think today is going to be exactly identical again. So I would say the monsoons are officially here.
yes, I would think so. And they're just showing up too. So Eric ended up getting a
Before we roll over to Eric, do you have any update on the fire that was started by the monsoon yesterday?
as of right now, I do not. I know that there by the end of my last report last night, there was a few tankers on. Man, there were helicopters on. There was a bunch of stuff that just they were roaring. There was like four hotshot groups, and at that point, it was only 10 acres. So I'm hoping that it's contained, but they had some good access to water up there at the Goldwater Lake, from what I've seen, and yeah. So far, so good. So, anyways, let's go ahead for the man about the hour, Mr. Granillo. Mr. Granillo, I've known you forever. We went to high school together. You've been in Chino Valley for a significant amount of time. The reason why you're on today is one reason only, is for people to get to know who you are. With politics all set aside, what makes you want to serve your community?
So I'm a first generation U.S. citizen. My parents are immigrated here from Mexico. They're U.S. citizens now, but I was born and raised here. I've been in Chino Valley for 26 years. So I went to high school here, graduated high school. My kids graduated high school. I got two kids. My son's gonna be 21 next month, and my daughter just turned 19. So they both graduated from Chino High. We do a lot of work here in the community. I just like have my kids out here, and I think every 10 years something different happens, right? So as my kids were smaller, I wasn't too involved in the community in my 20s and 30s. Now I just turned 40 this year. Being in my 40s, I think it's time to run, time to set something up and get back to my town that I've been here for the last 26 years. And I'm doing it more for our younger generation, because this town's growing significantly. It's growing like crazy. We don't want bad growth. We want to kind of keep a small town feel. We want jobs here. The house prices are crazy here. It's a little, it's a small little town, but it's just, people can't afford to live here. There's no jobs. Businesses open up and they close down. Why is that? Is it the lack of people supporting the town? Is it the infrastructure to get in and out of businesses? What is it? What drives businesses out of business? And that's something I'd like to figure out. I'm an entrepreneur. I have two businesses. I'm a developer. A lot of people don't like that I'm a developer running for the town council. But I just had a debate with not a debate, but I was proving my point to a gentleman on Facebook the other day. He says we don't want developers on the town council. My 90% of my business is in the county. 10% is the town of Chino, but the 10% that we do here, we make the town look better. Take out these old, 1960s, 70 mobile homes, get them out of there and put a brand new mobile home in there. Makes the town look better. Clean up the yard, and just it overall makes the town look better. So I'm not doing it to further my business. I got plenty of business. I'm doing it to give back to the community, to help the younger generation with jobs. So that's why I'm running for town council.
So with that being said, there is a thing about Chino Valley that is happening right now, and it's growing. Like the growth of Chino Valley is still very minimal, but it's not like it's not like huge, So tell me, how do you want the town to develop, and how are you wanting to proceed faster? Are you wanting it to go ahead and just stay moderate?
No, I mean, I'm for the small town feel. We moved here. My parents moved here back in '93. Um, you know, we moved here for the country, for the water, for to be able to have horses on our property. So Chino back in '93, nobody wanted to move to Chino. I mean, Chino, you say Chino, and it was like, it's like saying Ashfork right now. Nobody
They
wants to
still
move to
do.
Ashfork.
They still do. Just kidding.
Yeah, Chino's a little gold mine, man. And Chino, these Californians are finding Chino, they're moving here like crazy. So, the developers that are developing large projects, I think there should be heavy impact fees for them to help build the infrastructure. There's no infrastructure in Chino. It's so difficult to get out. There's so many accidents at Safeway Road. There's just the roads are bad. Uh, you know, this the water the water here in Chino is, we have the best water, but we have no water company. We have no water company. There we have multiple water companies. Um, so they got the septic in now in Chino, but or the sewer system now in Chino, and it needs to be expanded, but there's no money to do that. So I, I'm for small growth. I'd like Chino to stay small, but properly grow right. Do proper land splits. Don't stop the land splits. Do proper land splits. Make the correct easements, or give the town the easements to make the roads. Um, so that I'm totally for land splits, but not not splitting 50 acres into you know to put tiny homes, or to put massive development or apartment complex. I'd be totally against anything like that. So
So
our
you
growth
want to
has
keep the land, you want to keep their properties in acres or quarter acres. I mean, I think most lots are quarter acres, right? I don't know. You guys know more
um
about that than I do.
it depends on what part of Chino you go to, but yeah, it's well, right now they're not allowing town splits, I guess, but the county, like, county's 2 acre minimums. So I think Chino should be 1 acre to 2 acre minimums. Keep them nice large lots, and people want to move here for to have horses, to have land to put their shops in, and um, that's that's what I'd like to keep it at. Yeah, 1 to 2 acre minimums.
Nice. So, growing up in the area whatsoever, I mean, where we have been, you said 27 years, right? 25
Yes,
or
26, 27 years. Yes.
26, 27 years. And in that 26, 27 years, what kind of growth have you seen in Chino Valley, if
It's
any?
it's crazy. Highland Ranch wasn't here. Appaloosa Meadows got started back in 2001. Appaloosa Meadows acre minimums there. That's a beautiful subdivision there. But the apartments, when you're into town by Ace Hardware, weren't there. Um, we didn't have, we had our AutoZone, we had our Safeway, we had our McDonald's. Um, but 26 years ago, we didn't have that. It was Stage Stop Mini Market. We had Buckaroo's Mini Market. We didn't have Maverick, which those stores are good. I mean, Circle K is good. Maverick's good. It brings a lot of gas revenue taxes for to help our roads. But maybe one more supermarket would be nice. But as far as building apartment complexes, that I'd be totally against that. Building another subdivision with 1,000 houses on there. I'd be against that. And there has been a lot of good growth in Chino. A lot of good people have come into Chino, but I don't know. I think the way the land was split, it made it for bad infrastructure all over town.
Yeah.
So that's something that we need to look into and figure out what we're going to do moving forward in the next 10 years, 20 years.
So now let's think about this, Eric. Have you ever been into politics itself?
I have never been into politics. So my, you know, when I tell my friends and family, they're kind of like, you know, why, that, why do you want to get into politics? It's, it's a calling, I guess. It's something that I need to do for our younger generation. That's what I'm looking forward to, as our younger generation. We see the way things are rolling in the future right now. There's, the kids need help. They're going to need jobs. and that's something that we need to look for in Chino. It's not going to stop growing, and we're going to need these jobs here for the kids. We need good business to come in, whether it's industrial businesses or a little bit more retail businesses. We need them to come into Chino. I think the growth is here. The infrastructure is not, the growth is here, but we need just more businesses to hire our younger generation that's moving forward. But
So
as far as politics, no, I just I think it's just a calling for me to come in and just help out.
yeah, most politicians, well, most people that go into politics say the same thing as you do. I never was a politician, or never thought about being in politics, but I want to give back to my community. Eric, instead of getting on the town council and giving all your time away, basically for free, I don't know if you guys are getting paid for this position, but t- tell me, why didn't you just get on a council where it helps with some conversation about this instead of getting in the council?
So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what the stipend was. It's something ridiculous, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not doing it for the $100 a month or whatever it pays. That's irrelevant. It's my time. I'm donating my time, and I guess my resources and my knowledge that I built up the last 26 years living in Chino, owning a couple businesses, seeing what's right and what's wrong. Um, I guess being in the town, being in the mix, in the nitty gritty with the town, with the mayor, um, that's kind of where I want to be. I shoot big, I want to. I prefer to be where everything's at in the mix.
So I'm showing everybody over here on Instagram who I'm speaking with. It's Eric Reneel and Eric Knight. Eric is keeping silent right now as we interview Mr. Granil based off of him running. So is this the first position? I mean, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I always think about it all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and not ever be a politician because I can never hold my tongue, and I have like a not a loose tongue, but I do got the ability to go ahead and fly off the handle whenever I feel like I'm wrong. So, yeah. Now, do you think that being in this position, how long is this position? First of all, how long do
Uh,
you think?
for your term, for your term, I think.
How long? How long is it? Yeah, for your term,
4 years.
4 years. Oh wow! So you are definitely going to be there for 4 years. What do you hope to accomplish in 4 years?
So just building Chino up correctly, building it, keeping a small town feel, but building the infrastructure, the roads, the water system, um, our keeping our pool going for our kids, our police, helping them out with the new building. Our police is very important. Just there's a lot of things I think that need to be done in the town. It's a small town, a great town. I live in right behind the high school in Chino. I love it here, um, and I wouldn't move anywhere else. And since I'm not moving anywhere else, I feel like I want to make it best, and I think my kids are going to stay here too for the long haul. And I want to make it the best for my kids and other kids coming up and younger generation coming up, and make it a great town to live in.
That's good. So now, last question, and it's probably going to be just a tad bit on the like a thoughtfulness. Why do what do you think that the city council is doing different right now that you think that should change, or with your expertise will help them?
So, we I guess setting the budgets up right. I mean, I'd like to, we look down deep in the budgets and see where money's being wasted and where it's not being wasted at the roads, and you know just setting up budgets. I don't think government likes that, and it's something that really needs to be looked at. And land splits, how are we going to split lands, and what are we going to do? I've done a lot of development in Chino, or in the outskirts of Chino, and seen how Yavapai County does it, and we can look into land splits and just other Old Home Manor, building that up, building up the police station, um, set up a water district for the town of Chino, something I'd like to be involved in and help out, and what can we do right, and what can we do wrong, and or what can go wrong and what can go right, and I'd just like to be in there and help out, be there to help out and do it. And that's why I'm donating my time, and I think I'd be, the right candidate to do that.
Well, it seems like you got your heart set, in Chino Valley, and then that's the best part about it. One of the things that I've always said, it's kind of the people that you got to watch out in our small, close knit communities are the ones that are like the fly by nighters, I call them, the ones that just come in, do their work, their damage, and then they leave to the next city and proceed to go ahead and keep on doing that until they find the day that they want to settle down. And I've always said this, those are the fly by nighters, and everybody always never like really understood me. But as I grow older, it's actually more thoughtful to think about these types of people that come into our towns, and then they want to go ahead and change stuff up, disrupt the whole system, and then by the time they're in, they do their work, and then they get onto their next little train without the thought process of what is it going to do to our city, our county. And I think that's huge, and that's the reason why Eric, Mr. Knight, we stepped up, by actually putting people in and on this page right here, so we can hear you and actually listen to the things that you have to say. Obviously, the land split with the idea of land splitting. Is there people for you or against you with this idea, and how come they haven't done it before?
I'm not sure what you know. I'm not sure who's for me or who's against me. There's a lot of people that have, like I said, have had a lot of concern about me being a developer, and we don't build houses. We deal in the manufactured home space, and they've asked me questions on what I think about land splits, and I said totally for it as long as it's split correctly. You know, it's something that just needs to happen in the town. I guess I was listening to Alan Foster, who's he owns a surveying company, and he was at the town council meeting, and he made a point. He said, there's people have been here for generations, and they've bought 50 acres, and they need to split it for their kids and their kids, and the town won't let them. It under special circumstances like that, it's something that needs to be done. If it's going to be a development company coming in, then no, it's we can say no. So he made a great point. There's no land. It's very there's very minimal land left in Chino really to build on. So the land that's buildable, if grandpa wants to split it for his grandkids and give them an acre or 2 acres apiece, he should be able to do that. I mean, Alan had a perfect point. He should be able to do that. Now split it into 80 by 100 lots and putting 1,000 houses on there. No, we're not going to do that. So that's something that the town that I would be against. But splitting it to 1 or 2 acre parcels so that grandpa can give it to his kids or his kids, that's something that everybody should look into and support.
Okay, Eric, one last question. Actually, this is the second to the last of the questions that I have, because that's like how I like to ask questions. So tell me, when you get into office, what is going to be your first plan of attack?
So just like with anything else, I get in there and assess everything that's going on. I don't just kind of look into everything. Like you said, I'm not here fly by night. I'm vested in the town, so you look into every detail, find out what needs to be really helped out first, along with with the other council members, and agree with them. And we sit down council meetings and sessions and just sit down and go over everything and set the priorities right. See what really needs to, whether it's the police force that needs the building first, or I know roads need to be fixed, but it's something that we all need to sit down. That's why it's a team, and collectively do it together, and then get a plan of attack, to start it and finish it, not just talk about it. Everything that we do, I don't talk, I don't talk about what I'm going to do just forever. We sit down, we do a meeting, and we get it done. We execute, and we get it done. And I'm not here to waste my time. I'm here to get things done.
Hey, Eric, real quick on that note. So I can't kind of have an idea, but let's say you get in for the next 4 years. When somebody talks about what you did during the next 4 years, 10 years after, what do you want them to say? What is your accomplishment? Right.
If my kids, I want to leave, I want to leave a good legacy. I want to leave a legacy on my business. I want to leave a legacy where I step foot in. I don't want to have a bad reputation in town. When we do a development for somebody, we don't need the negative talk. It's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. San, this. You screw, like you said, you screw somebody over. Everybody in the Tri-City knows. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows your name, your phone number, your address. So I'm not here to, a fly by night. I'm here to leave a legacy to my kids. And if my kids, my son has the same name as me, if he wants to run for, for mayor or town council and, whatever, 10, 20, 30 years from now, hey, his dad did this, his dad was great on the, as a council member, let's vote for him. I'm here to leave a legacy for my kids, and let them continue it on as well.
Nice. That's a great answer, man. And I think you have your new slogan. I am not a fly-by-nighter.
I like that.
Oh,
no fly-by-nights here.
Times. Now, Eric, the things that we love to do here is we want to get to know the candidates. We want to get to know the people that are running our local area. And, what happens in Chino Valley 100% affects those around us in every community, with water, with infrastructure, and with obviously presenting an opportunity for outsiders to come in and do their biddings and do their doings until they get into the next. Not saying that a lot of people do that, but we do have a great track record of people just coming in here saying, this is not me, I'm out of here. Now, I'm 100% behind the people that, want to live here and see the communities grow. I bid you nothing but good luck, my friend. And I really hope that you think about everybody's future as well as the present, because ultimately what you do today will affect us tomorrow. So I want to share that with all the candidates. Like, if you do get in that position, my friend, I really hope and I pray that your ideas are what actually makes a home community, a hometown lifestyle. And I think that everybody in any generations that come from here on out are going to feel that same effect, just as we do in Prescott, Arizona. Prescott, Arizona, as of right now, has that hometown feeling still. But as you see, we're getting a lot of people coming from California, a lot of people coming from Texas, a lot of people coming from Florida. Matter of fact, a lot of people come from all over the world because they see the beauty in it. And one thing that I said to or asked Mayor Magarelli in Prescott, and he said what we do is we like to go ahead and watch what the other cities are doing, other towns are doing, because what they end up doing, it will affect us, because we all are kind of like in the same waterways. So getting many manufacturers in town could possibly taint our water. And if our water is tainted, then all of a sudden now we're dealing with a whole bunch of that crap. And excuse my language, but we have to. We as a community have to think about who we put into office. So that's the reason why we gave this platform. And I think that you served it very well. And understanding the whole subdevelopment scenario is a big deal, because as in Prescott Valley, there is acreage that you can't subdivide. There is in Prescott Valley, out by Paquito Valley, there's only 1 acre parcels. You're not allowed to split those up at all. So everybody's on acre parcels everywhere, which is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, but it spreads out. It spreads people out, then which takes away our natural natural environment. So that's kind of a big issue as well. So he's like, "What up, man? How you doing back there?" see, that's why we like our. That's why we like our show. It's live. I got
something different all the time.
All the time, man. This is how it works. Eric's, I think, the only one that never had been disturbed yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
They come into my normal meetings.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah. They don't mess with ours. As long as they don't mess with ours.
No, it's too early. They're probably in bed still.
Man, I'm pretty sure it's because of that big old slide you had in your parking space. I see a little sun on you, man.
No, that was fun this weekend. But yeah, I got water park in our front yard.
So Eric, I leave with this, man. I once again, I give you nothing but the blessings, and I hope that you get into the position that you were, you're seeking out. I think that the town will be behind you since you have been there, a good deal of your life. And once again, if you get put in this position, my friend, just take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, check out and remember what you do today will affect you tomorrow. And we can see that today in our good old country of United States. Some people weren't thinking about the things that they put forth, and we're
Hey,
all.
Eric, do you have a page? Do you have a page or something that people can follow you on Facebook, on anything like that? See kind of your views, things like that. Do you have anything set up?
I have my Facebook. Like if I'm Eric Granillo, I didn't make a separate Facebook page. Just keep it real, and they can see my whole life, my family, my kids, my parents on there, and they get I'm not hiding anything, so they can go in there and see my Facebook. My Instagram is egranillo100. And on my Instagram, so you can see all my photos and
Open
keep it
book.
real. And yeah, open book. And if you want to, call me, messenger, DM me. Um, Another thing is I forgot to mention I'm pro Second Amendment, so that's huge out here in the Tri City. So, um, you know, I love my guns, and
I love my guns.
That's good. That's
and
all good stuff.
that's one thing I wanted to throw in there.
Yeah, no, and I love that you're open and you're willing to respond to messages directly and phone calls. I mean, that's exactly what we need locally, right?
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, what we need is a community, man, a person that understands what community is all about. And Eric, once again, I hope that you give that opportunity. If you decide to go ahead and sit in that seat for 4 more years, man. So good luck, my friend. I hope that we served you well today and everybody got a piece of who you are and what your life is all about. I would also like to say that, you guys did an awesome event to help raise money. What was that cost for again?
So our manager over at our shop in Glendale, Heather, her and my wife, my daughter, and my son, my youngest son, they went around to different precincts in Phoenix area and took snacks for the canines and snacks and drinks for the police officers, Gatorades, waters, just to different police officers, and just to show appreciation for them. And they did a great job. I wasn't involved in it. My wife, and my kids, and my our manager up in Phoenix were involved, but they did a great job, excellent job. And it's sad because I get the messages on Facebook and Instagram, and we got so much hate, comments about it, and it's a sad world we live in right now. They're bashing us because we're supporting the police. But hey, I'll take the hate, and that's one of the reasons I'm running for office. You can't tell me anything. I mean, you could tell me whatever you want, but I'm not gonna take it to my heart. I'll brush you off. So if you got something bad to say about me, just tell it to my face. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. If I'm doing something wrong that you don't like, let me know, and I'll give you a reason why I'm doing it.
He's like, and also, obviously, you're speaking of your wife, but last year didn't she also do like a 10K marathon run or something to that effect?
Yeah. So every year we did one this year too. Right before COVID hit in March. I mean, we barely pulled it off, but I think we raised, let's say, $2,500 for the animal shelter in Chino, the town of Chino. Last year it was for, I don't remember what it was for last year, but yeah, we do pick a different charity every year for our 5K. This year was our second annual fundraiser, 5K. So next year, as long as COVID's gone away, we're going to do it again. And it actually got bigger for our second annual got bigger, and we'd love to have you guys out there next year. We usually have it around March, and we rent out Memorial Park here in Chino, and bring out food and take all our profits and give it to charity. And
Nice.
Christmas we did Yaupai, the foster kids. We filled up a van full of toys for them, for the foster kids, and took it over to them. And that was at the community center. That was right before Christmas. So that's something. My wife does a lot of fundraising. She's our accountant for our business, and she's, she has some free time and she loves to do fundraiser and help out for different causes.
Nice, nice. Well, the only reason why I brought that up is because that's kind of how I started seeing how you and your family were working with the community, and I really want to commend you for that. And I wanted to bring it out. I know sometimes people don't like to talk about the good that they do in the city, but I see you, my friend. I see you, and I see your family doing some good things out there. So, good luck. We're gonna go ahead and let you go, my friend, and let you get back to work.
It is that time. Yeah, it is that time, my friend. I mean, you had a great show here. So, San Martin, it's time to take us out unless you have any urgent news.
All right, well, guys, check this out. We
Thanks,
100%.
Eric. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. We 100% appreciate everybody that shows up on our show. We really do care about everything. We bring you these candidates in order for you to understand and acknowledge who you are putting into your office. And if you guys want to know more about them, you're more than welcome to message them. As they have said, you can call me, message me anytime. Obviously, be a little bit concerned. What's that word? Considerate with their time, and also that they are still family people. But at the same time, they put themselves in a position they're going to need to answer to their community as much as possible. It's no longer themselves or their family, but their community. So, Eric, you know what? You need to tell me before we leave today, what day is it?
Oh, wow. We totally forgot, didn't we?
I didn't forget. I was all over it. And I also want to talk about the slide. But
I forgot.
We don't have no time.
We can always talk about the slide tomorrow, so that works. So today's a good one. All right, it is National French Fry Day.
French fry?
French fries. Yep.
Dude, I was looking in this box right here, and I was hoping that there was something that you were going to say, and all I could say is there's potatoes.
Ah, that's close.
It's close.
Those are pretty close. That's good.
It's close, man. Yeah, that's enjoyable right there, my friend. So do you still got the slide? We want to know.
Nope, slide went back yesterday. So there's actually a new rental company that will deliver them up in the Prescott Tri-City area, and they were awesome. And so that's if you want,
you're gonna have to message me the name. You're gonna have to message me the name.
I will.
And then next time we'll say this. We'll shout out your name, and then all you got to do is just put it in there. We'll all just take a picture, and then we'll start sliding on it.
Well, since all water parks are closed, right? Do one in your front yard.
Yeah, get your own personal water parks. Eric, it is. I guess that is our time for the day. I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened over the weekend, but we'll go ahead and get that up tomorrow when I have, when I'm not a vacation. This is not a vacation.
Not a vacation. Got it. Okay. So how does everybody follow you? Let's do this thing.
All right, man. Okay. Peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And thank you guys. If you not want to tell everybody about this, you're more than welcome to. Make sure you go to theprescotttimes.com, also Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and all that other stuff that's out there. If you guys want to go ahead and see